back to the Paladins. Hello. Hi. You can hear me now. I am Rain Day, and this is Hi-Rez Pretty Hair. Welcome back to the Paladins Evie's Winter Classic, and it's the finals, and it's the finals of the final weekend. There's a lot of finals going on right now. It's the finale. What else can we call this?
Elfine?
Elfine? The end? Elfine, says the brother to Fernando. And we are here to cast the action for you and guide you through this incredible journey that is culminating with this very moment right now. D69 versus Burrito. I can't say that anybody is surprised that this is where everything has ended, but I can say that they've had to fight their ways through a lot of great teams in order to get here. Let's head to the brackets and see exactly what they've had to do to end up in the finals today.
And there it is in all of its glory.
No, the truth is, like, Nick, I mean, there really was, I mean, that's a good metaphor. There was nothing kind of in their way despite some really good competition. There was nobody that was ready to stop them. 3 O's, 2 O's. They lost some rounds, but they didn't ever lose any games.
Yeah, the big story here, I think, is the team has no name defeating Team Viral and taking a fair amount of points off District 69. That is what I feel Evie's Winter Classic has. It served its purpose. It has shown the evolution in the amateur scene, the closing of the talent skill gap in Paladins competitive.
Absolutely. And as that skill gap continues to close and become closer, you find no two teams in Europe that are more closely matched, or so we think. Every day is a different one, and Frozen Guard and Jaguar Falls will not be played on this Saturday in Alpharetta, Georgia, but Serpent Beach will be the very first one. So Timber Mill actually is the band we're hearing, and Serpent Beach is where they will play.
Interesting that the Jaguar Falls band. I assume that this is maybe just D69 doing their homework. Maybe they believe this to be a very good map for Burrito. This is one of Burrito's stronger maps, and I think they would be correct. Serpent Beach, I feel the playing field is pretty much even. Everybody feels good about this one, so where better to get it off started here than Serpent Beach. Burrito gonna have first pick.
Burrito with this first pick, it says a lot. They probably will take, oh wow, I was gonna say the Evie, but the Androxus is selected, so feeling very good. This is a potential flex pick. We saw Laizy play this. We know Bird can play this. We know SunCommander, it's his favorite. I mean, this could literally go to 3 people on Burrito. So a great flex pick, and it does leave open D69, Shipa grabbing that Evie, and Fernando being taken away from Thiel. And that's kind of a big win for D69 here.
Definitely Androxus, like you mentioned. They saw that quadra kill from PERDO, and they were like, I don't want
Yeah, that's also huge.
I don't want any. It was on Serpent Beach, too, so they didn't want to have any part of that. Cassie and Makoa going to be the follow-up selections. All strong picks across the board.
Here is an interesting kind of position. They've got these 2 picks that will determine what the last 2 are and kind of maybe set up the counter. So D69 can go with a route that they think will force Burrito into choosing something that maybe their last pick can do really well against. Right now they've got the Buck and the Maldamba, so they've got a lot of flanking potential. So if they pick something, you know, maybe more point-centric without the flanks, like Ruckus, they have the ability to pick up the Bomb King here that could really support them in dealing with that Ruckus. And Shaolin actually elected, despite Shipa really being able to pull that off. He seems to go with the Evie instead.
Yeah, an interesting pickup. I liked the answer. I mean, Shaolin, not exactly a character that lacks in DPS on Ruckus.
And he can wreck.
He can wreck. He can wreck with the Wrecker, without the Wrecker, planted or not. Those are going to be the team comps as we head into game number 1. On paper, it's tough to say. I like both of them. Like we mentioned, both teams so good at every champion, it feels like, in Paladins. Burrito's comp, Bird will be on Ruckus, Thiel on Makoa, Spunkki on Ying, Laizy on Cassie, and SunCommander rounding things out.
And on D69, eLvenpath will be on Buck, Shipa will be on Evie, gerrah on Maldamba, PERDO on to the Shaolin, and Unbelivable will be on the Fernando. And I'm curious, what build is gerrah running? If we could see the loadouts for gerrah right now, he's running the same exact loadout that we've seen a lot of these champions run, a lot of these players run when they pick Maldamba. Not going for the snake pit and the reload spam. They're really going for that movement speed, helping that Fernando chase down that back line.
Just saying, that is the exact loadout that I drafted on the PTS for Maldamba, and I've had it ever since.
Oh boy.
Shout outs to me.
Shout outs to Nick for really understanding the value of that. that, especially in the competitive scene. And right now, the value of Fernando's shield is decreasing every single time Ruckus hits it with a bolt, and it looks like he's gonna move himself, advance over to the left side, and just force out this angle. D69 having no way to get through on this exact route. They're gonna have to go do something a little bit different here to be able to contest this point.
There goes Planet, though. That is exactly what Ruckus wants to feed into that. He can just pop the repulsor field, though. If he saves the cooldown, nice impale on the Laizy, showing. Finally, first blood falls 1 minute and 30 seconds into the round.
The fact that Laizy got that first blood still after the impale, the dodge roll, the immediate turnaround, and this is where the counter comes into play. Makoa so good at countering Shaolin's planted, pulls him right out of it, still brings that bad boy over to him. The desert wind looking more of like a desert slight breeze with Makoa getting that dredge hook onto him. And there it is in the air. You see SunCommander feeling so confident, so at home with the Androxus, and there is not much that D69 can do here. Members are falling and falling and falling, and Burrito is finding themselves with the first point in this set.
I mean, outside of Thiel and Makoa and Unbelievable on Fernando, maybe you can make the argument for eLvenpath on Buck. Laizy, or SunCommander on Androxus, like you mentioned, that is like the most comfort of comfort picks.
Yeah.
That is Summer Circuit SunCommander right there. Nothing has changed for him, and he is showing on this character the mastery, the prowess on it.
And just having those comfort picks as well. Some of these players, you know, knowing all of these champions at their very, you know, base and deep level because they played for so long. And Bird, you know, the only one I think is a surprise is Bird on the Ruckus, considering the fact that we don't see that champion often, and we don't see Bird on that champion as well. And so SunCommander will stay alive here, using his Nether Step to force himself into a good spot, but getting focused a little bit by eLvenpath, but he wants to retreat. He's not going to focus down SunCommander there, especially with Laizy on his tail. Look at this Laizy on the Cassie, a one streak. He's wanting the dodge roll and chase down the Buck. Will he be able to do it? Laizy does slay eLvenpath after that dodge roll, and it ends up being imperative for them to continue this push with 1 minute and 20 seconds on the clock.
Laizy just firing content from the high ground. No fall off there. Curse to Arm is available. Going to be tough to find a good window. SunCommander needs the positioning, needs the Nether Step to find that one. Shipa's pressuring him out in the back line. 2 kills for D69, 1 for Spunkki, and naked another for Thiel.
Thiel so dominant on this Makoa with the hooks. The dredge anchors are just so superb from him, but look at the floppy noodle. It's going to do work. Gerrah will help Shipa to slay Androxus. The Slither, though, it's a day late and $1 short for when Laizy comes to play. He gets a double kill, rolls again, looks to fire, misses the dodge roll, the lifesteal, and the reset, but he will stay alive thanks to the help from his teammates, but PERDO will finish him off, even though the Androxus was taken away. His Shaolin proving to be a deadly threat.
Yep, and that heroic leap damage going to clean up SunCommander. That does circumvent reversal as it not projectile-based damage. Landing that reload stun going to be important for gerrah. He picks up 2 in that fight. PERDO cleans up Bird on the backside. 15 seconds. Burrito unlikely to be able to get grouped up and get back on this payload. Closest one being Laizy. They are completely zoned out. Poked out to about half health now. I wouldn't be surprised if they just let this one go.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to risk it for the biscuit, but Bird, he seems to try to get any little attempt he can. Unbelievable gets a final kill onto Laizy, and it leaves the boys of Burrito and D69 all tied up after round 1.
So damage dealt. Going to be led by Mr. Shaolin, the Desert Wind. PERDO playing that one. Androxus, played by SunCommander. Going to be a close second. 5 Cauterized, 5 Haven will be the selection for Burrito. gerrah actually going for the Deft Hands card, despite his loadout. 5 Havens will still be the defensive selections for District 69. 2 Wreckers and 2 Cauterizes as well.
I think he's seen how valuable his stunts have been. He got a double kill. They helped to stall that payload. He helped to, you know, take down SunCommander and give Shipa that opening. He's seen that Deft Hands is a good investment on Mondamba. It absolutely is. I mean, that's a crucial point of CC that he has, and those 400 credits could go a long way in helping him to get the timing right of that reload, and that's going to be what he needs to do now here. He's going to run out of the fight because Thiel is looking for a hook, and he has just been infamous for finding hooks at the wrong time for the people he finds them. But Shipa will get the better end of that trade against Laizy, and the Dread Serpent will come out. Sunday, we gonna, and Shipa gets 2, gerrah gets 1, and Planet is gonna look to take down Makoa, but Thiel survives. His Ancient Rage proving strong enough, and now SunCommander left without a hope, without a prayer. Laizy in deep with the Shipa, and unfortunately, he cannot climb that mountain.
eLvenpath just going to get out of the fight for now. The point fight is still relatively even. District 69 was in control, giving it right back to Burrito with the Ruckus and the Ying rotating in, tied up about 50 to 50 here. Hexafire is online, trying to poke out right now. Here comes the Ice Storm. They're looking for the follow-up. Buckwild is here as well, and they are finding the kills.
And that kill is going to be so important. eLvenpath with a triple kill to start this round off, and he's looking for more. He's trying to find another, but Shipa's going to be able to capitalize on that. Make it 2 for Shipa, 3 for eLvenpath. That's a royal flush if I've ever seen one, and that's going to give them the cards that they need to make sure this zone takes place effectively before 96%, 99, and now an objective is captured for the boys of D69.
Laizy will go down to Shipa Ice Block to buy some immunity, but Thiel always on point with those Makoa hooks. Here comes a snake from long range. No stun will be found there. Just a couple kills cleaned up. District 69 going to be forced to fall back here and regroup. Burrito. The defense is holding strong. SunCommander moving out to keep the pressure on as well. They're finding picks, and this is where you buy all your time. This is money right now. This is momentum. Nice long-range cannonball from Thiel as well. This is where you give yourself room for error. You know, you can give up a couple of fights as long as you buy this important time. Keep these picks rolling. I'd like to see D69 cut their losses, fall back, regroup, and come as 5.
Yeah, they seem like they're not ready to do that, though, Nick. They are a strong-headed team. They are really ready to go, and they will not take no for an answer. But Thiel over here on the backside, hitting people with snowballs that hurt a little bit harder than those you might find in your backyard this time of year. And, of course, he is finding that Makoa to be still so valuable a pick. Cell spinning, chasing down those lonely threats, and Thiel will slay PERDO again. And so Thiel on a 4 streak now as the Makoa, proving to be so invaluable to his team with that presence.
Falling back, Unbelivable is extremely low right now, Bird. Gonna pressure him and eLvenpath backwards with this Ruckus. Shipa laying down the bombs from long range, finding so much damage. You can't sleep on those 1,200 damage EV bombs landing into you.
Hey, this is huge, man. I mean, there's 55 seconds left. That was not that long of a hold for Burrito, and as this payload continues to push, they're going to be on the back foot here, having to deal now with an objective and with the 1v1s. eLvenpath wants to get this one onto SunCommander, but he will not yet. He wants to jump into the window as well, but he's got Laizy in there. He cannot underestimate this, and of course, the Makoa shield will be enough to stave off the attack and force eLvenpath back to base, and Thiel again taking down the flankers, playing such a crucial role on this Makoa. The Immortal comes out from Fernando. He's stalling a little bit. SunCommander gets the kill, but Thiel would have secured it as well with the Dredge Anchor, and now SunCommander's looking for blood, and Evie is on the list.
Just blinking back, reads the wormhole. Reversal is going to be absorbed by Ice Block, but finding so many shots. Ship, I believe, already has Haven 3 online, so it's a very tough duel for the Angeroxes to win in that situation. 2-1 reads the clock. Clock will strike midnight on the stream. The full reset comes out from Burrito. 2-2, all tied up, heading into the 3rd round. Really not a lot of variation on the side of Burrito. All cauterized, all Haven. Gonna leave it at level 2 for now as Thiel goes into the Master Riding, looking to get there first. PERDO and Unbelivable will be rivaling him as they have now picked up Master Riding 1s as well. Gerrah snags that Deft Hands too, so the Pastrami stun's going to come out just a little bit quicker. Still in lead on the damage charts is PERDO's Shaolin.
That's a lot of credits to have at this point in time. He's got Deft Hands 2 and Haven 2. He's definitely making himself a threat here, and the net worth there you see. He's one of the lowest, actually. So a lot of credits in this game. But it's so even.
I mean, it's a 300 spread from top to bottom.
That's right. I mean, and a lot of credits given. A lot of these teams have just taken kills off each other, done a lot of good things, and so they're both getting rewarded for it. But look at that, PERDO with plan is going to slay Makoa. It turns out the counter to be countered by himself there. The Desert Wind doing everything that he needs to do for D69. And with 9% on the point for Burrito, they do not have a hope to get back on this without a respawn. And it just looks like the Ying will buy some time. but she may not get the kill. Lovely positioning there by Gerrah to go away from the Makoa, who had their mark. And now he's full health, ready to fight, and knows where Laizy is, whereas Laizy does not.
So close. The eLvenpath narrowly going to be able to escape here, and it does. He regroups with gerrah, his Maldama. Going to get him healed up. Burrito have seized back control of the point, 51%. Nice positioning, like you mentioned, still from Shipa on that high ground, finding the pop shots over the wall there and wormholing back out.
They've got to get back to this point, though. Ancient Rage will buy a lot of time. They need to understand and preempt that this is going to happen and use their strategy to bait that out. Right now, the Ruckus could go down. That's who they want to get down. They don't want that DBS, and they get it. But here's Ancient Rage. It will be popped. You know he's going to use it, but just when is he going to have to? There it is. It goes. Laizy gets the kill on the eLvenpath, and it seems like there wasn't a lot of value for him there. The point was kind of lost on him in that fight, Nick, and he was looking for damage, but he's given District 69 a bit of time to get back.
He has, and they've come back in force right now. The Shell Shield's going to come out. eLvenpath Buck's going to be very pressured out. SunCommander finally takes down Shipa in the deep back line. There's the planet, but the overtime's already started. Unbelivable has no choice but to be sent back to spawn. He is caught in the crossfire. Burrito take this one and have a chance to close game number 1 with a potential conversion here.
I mean, this is so back and forth, Nick. I mean, it is just literally, you know, D69 takes a win, Burrito takes a win. One team plays so well, the other team plays even a little bit better. Ultimate's used. It's just this back and forth. You could see why these two teams have been consistently fighting all year for their place at the top, keeping it even in the champion circuit by about 1 win. And so it is imperative that one team step up. And right now, with the push, Bird on the Ruckus seems to be giving his team the advantage in terms of zone.
Yep, Unbelivable on Fernando, holding down the high ground as well. Now just dropping down. Respawns have to come through for Burrito, though. A couple of picks came through for District 69 before they were able to push the payload up. But with 1:40 remaining, they got about 40% of the push back as well. Here comes Buck. Wow, the eLvenpath is looking for more.
And he wants to find Ying. He can't find her, though. She's so illusory. He cannot even see where that beautiful girl has gone. And so she will live another day to heal up her teammates. And the Trigger Man Hitman will not find a target. In fact, he will become the target of the Goblin mech there. And so as Ruckus, played by Bird, continues to advance the payload, he's able to take advantage of that repulsor field, but a wet noodle falls down onto him. Not going to do too much because no one's there to follow up. And again, another wet noodle. This is a serious focus there, and it's going to force the Immortal out of Fernando to keep his team in this with the defense.
Beautiful roll there from Laizy to keep himself out of the Ice Storm. Gets a good work done, but Shipa is just doing absolute work this game. The hook's going to miss a rare miss from Thiel's Makoa. Even if it did land, any follow-up wouldn't have been there. He was the last alive for Burrito. Everyone was there from District 69. 40 seconds remaining. Shipa rolling out to zone.
And the fact that gerrah stayed alive in that fight as well. Thiel, you know, chased that shot for about a second, and it gave eLvenpath the opportunity to kill him from the backside. And now Shipa's already slayed Bird. This is looking very difficult. 22 seconds on the clock. This is not where you want to be if you are Burrito. You've got to make the best out of this scenario. And Shipa slaying Laizy, to me, seems like this is almost a guaranteed hold. And it does seem like that is the case.
Yep, so as we head into the score screen here, going to take a look at the damage. Still led by PERDO. He led all 3 rounds. 113,000 damage for him on the board for the Desert Wind. Absolute insane numbers being put up. 29 and 13 for him. Thiel's Makoa there, 23 and 11. 54,000 damage, keeping up with almost his Ruckus even. Landing a lot of hooks. Good stuff coming out from him. We talked about rare misses. I mean, this is a guy that rarely misses these dredge anchors. Such a good force for his team. He provides peel, 31,000 shielding, all good stuff.
Gotcha. And so, you know, obviously Burrito taking the better end of that one and being able to finish things off. It was a fantastic game for them. The victory comes through, and now it is up to their opponents to see if they can match them on this second map. And so it will be a 4-2 victory, and then Ice Mines will be selected again as game 2 comes through. And seriously is a very particular map that these teams both know how to deal with.
Yep, so Ice Mines banned out in most of the previous series today, but we talked about it, how we compared it to Timbermill almost. This is the absolute end of the spectrum in terms of payload, push distance, spawn distance away from the capture point. Master Riding is most valuable on this map, and it's going to be interesting. We've seen it a little bit in the challenger scene coming up, but I want to see Burrito and District 69. How much emphasis do they place onto Master Riding on a map like this? How do they draft on this map? The Drogos is all but certain to come out, but who for District 69 now will play Drogos with Bugsy now not in the lineup?
That's true. I mean, it's interesting. You see just their Burrito with that kind of composure, being able to backdoor that payload push when no one is expecting it. I think everyone was thrown off. Why did the game end? What happened? I mean, they just weren't able to have that synergy in line. They were so stuck on the zoning. Burrito able to capitalize on that with their team synergy, and they've got to find the answer here. I think in the draft starting out, that wasn't the issue. I think it's more in the game for me. But all in all, Burrito will take Evie away from Shipa, forcing him to get off that deadly Winter Witch.
They are so good on it, but Shipa is as well. So this is one of the high-impact picks where not only are you so good on it, but you're taking it away from one of the brightest Evie players in Shipa on District 69. Fernando and Androxus, though, will be the answer to that Winter Witch pickup. Maldamba prioritized second for Burrito this time.
A little interested too because there is that opportunity to bring Pip into this. Ice Mine's very concise point. A lot of infighting there in that hallway, and of course Pip can, as a blaster, take advantage of that with the explosive flask, and his ultimate can be fantastic. But it seems like they prioritized the Fernando. Remember with the Master Riding, he would get into that corridor faster than anyone else, hit one fireball, tag 4 people, and that last person took like 1,600 damage and was just out of the fight. I mean, that whole fight was won with one fireball, and Unbelivable shows conviction for that. But for me, the Buck, I mean, eLvenpath is just not giving this up.
He doesn't want to give it up, and it's a pick that
Do you think Burrito would take it? Because I think they could go last pick on that and get something else that they really want.
They probably could have. Not going to get the Drogos either, going with the double front line and the Shaolin. Ying will be the final selection for District 69. Buck on this map, especially around the capture point, I feel like, Heroic Leap is like not really the best because there's a lot of low-hanging roofs, a lot of tight corridors that Buck's just going to bang his head on, not being able to flex that hypermobility. But during the payload push, there is a fair amount of room for him to bounce around the map.
Even last week, we saw Protection utilizes Buck to be like the ultimate zoner, zoning to the crust of the earth pretty much. And he seems to want to use that style as well. eLvenpath, one of the more traditional Buck players in the entire Paladins esports scene. And so going into game 2, Burrito with the advantage 1-0. D69 will bring into the realm. Gerrah playing Ying. eLvenpath on Buck. Shipa on Cassie. Unbelivable on Fernando. And PERDO onto the Androxus.
Laizy has selected Evie this time around. Spunkki will be on Maldamba. Bird on Ruckus. SunCommander on Shaolin. Thiel on Makoa. Burrito looking to keep things going for them. Ice Mine's a very interesting map for these two teams to clash on. None of these members picking up Master Riding, so it's almost as if they all had Master Riding because they're all going to get there at the exact same time.
Yeah, and that's where you look. You could see what the enemy team picks up in their items in the beginning of the game. And no, do I need to pick it up, or are we going to be even in this as well? You want to match what that team is doing so you don't have that late advantage. But there it is. You see already Ruckus is there, and that is the problem. SunCommander is going to get the kill on the Shaolin. Burrito is going to take a huge advantage here with this sniper and this long-range bow champion. He is a factor on Ice Mines that you cannot ignore, and D69 hiding them, forcing all of the members of Burrito to chase them down if they want to get these kills. But all the while, 75% on the capture objective for Burrito.
Yep, here comes Unbelivable shield. Gonna take Ruckus a minute to chew through that in round number 1. SunCommander needs to go big here, but will fall to PERDO. A nice hook from Thiel, but doesn't quite hit the mark as he's going to live. PERDO narrowly escaping with his life. Laizy as well, telling the same story, making it out with just 227 HP. District 69 back in control of the point.
And Laizy, he's going to get a big reversal to the face. Ice Block will mitigate a little bit of it. Great stuff coming out for the Evie Winter Witch. Laizy will still be alive in this fight, and we'll make sure that she knows that she is one to be reckoned with. SunCommander's given a little bit of space to breathe. He's going to use the withdraw to get a free invisible shot and make sure that he can get some damage off onto the enemy team of D69. And now 99% and ticking because of that first fight won by default It seems like Burrito will be able to capture this on Ice Mines and begin their push.
Great Ice Storm coming out from Laizy to just zone out all of District 69 there. One of the highest impact zones for Ice Storm to come out. Seem getting a little tasty there with that emote. And with that, we go into a small pause here. Unfortunately, not a combat pause that we've seen recently here, but talking about these compositions coming out, they're both making such great use of their ultimates there, especially Laizy on that Ice Storm, able to hop out everyone from District 69, shutting off eLvenpath as well inside of the point where he went down.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Evie's a great pickup on Ice Mine. So is Shaolin. I really like both of those champions for their zone, their ability to push and defend really well. But also, I think one of the biggest keys is that right now D69 is thinking, what do they need to do differently? They had an even fight, and they lost it straight up to D69. Nobody had master to Burrito.
Yeah.
Nobody had master riding, and they're right now saying this is kind of do or die. We can't go down too much to Burrito because that'll just be too big of a mountain to climb, especially since Bugsy's not here. I think they're trying to get their heads right. And Nick, what do they need to do in terms of that conversation to be effective in this next round?
I think a big factor in that previous capture point fight was they actually let, you can't chase Laizy's Evie too much. But you can chase Thiel's Makoa. Thiel's Makoa and Laizy's Evie made it out by a very narrow margin. We're talking hundreds of HP. And just letting those two picks stay there instead of chasing them down, killing them, and getting the respawns heavily staggered was a big part of why Burrito was able to come back as 5 with their full force strong and take the capture point.
Seems like the time has been spent conversating and deciding what route should be taken here in this very important game. 2-0 on the line. The defense is needed to keep Burrito with only a 1-0 set lead. And D69 with a chance to come back in this game. Two juggernauts from Europe facing off against each other in the Paladins Evie's Winter Classic Finals. And Laizy putting the moves on the Androxus. PERDO gets taken down by the Winter Witch. It's her tournament after all, and so it's only fitting that she is as dominant as she has been ever here. A shot to the face, an ice blaster that is colder than ever will eliminate Shipa, and that's 2 for the man.
Minute 30 remaining. Ancient Rage just now coming online. PERDO gets the reversal up in time. Doesn't elect to pull him out of that. Nice hook follow-up from Laizy, and Thiel is going to be devastating. eLvenpath goes down immediately. We're looking like we might see a conversion here on Ice Mines. We know how hard it is. The Hexafire is here. The commit is coming out from Burrito.
They want it. They've got to get this conversion. They know only gerrah and eLvenpath stand in their way. This Buck is not going to be able to survive a Makoa hook and a full DPS shot from a Ruckus. The only one who has a chance of stopping this is PERDO, but he gets taken down by the double from SunCommander. And Burrito are 2-0 up on Ice Mines.
That is a big, big swing. A lot of momentum in their favor now. Thiel gonna pick up the Master Riding, gonna be leading the charge there. Lot of damage too. 18K on this Makoa, beating everyone out from District 69. 27 and 28,000 respectively on SunCommander and Laizy, leading the charge there in the game as a whole. Master Riding as well on Laizy. He's gonna be able to get way out in front. Cooldown. Chronos 2 online for spunkki. Still just defensive options and cauterized 1s for District 69.
I mean, this is very interesting. Of course, that retake happened. It didn't require Master Riding. Burrito had the advantage anyways. If they could just cut that advantage to, instead of 75% when they retake it, to maybe 30, they could have a chance to win this. But this is what Laizy's going to get because of the Master Riding. No Ice Storm used because she wasn't sure everyone was going to be there. It's too fast. Now she knows everyone's there. The Sunday we got her. The ultimate, the Dread Serpent from Moldova is going to do so much work. And that is going to give Burrito the opportunity to snowball and decimate their opposition, D69. And that conversation at the pause, it didn't go well.
That was the most convincing teamfight win
I got a strategy.
I've ever seen there. The Ice Storm in combination with the Dread Serpent. Just beautiful synergy coming out. Here's the Accursed Arm to try and get something done, but it's shut down immediately by Laizy. D69 do not want to give this up. They look frustrated, popping ultimates when they're not really in a position to get a lot done with them. Unbelivable gets 1 kill out of this, but Ancient Rage gonna be there for Makoa to stay alive. Thiel helping control the front line. Bird and Thiel take down the final 2 members of District 69.
And 3-0 goes the score. Burrito are dominating in such a convincing fashion. D69 now having a lot of trouble on ice mines, and it is not just that the teams are so overwhelmingly different. It is this map playing a big role in this game, because when you get the momentum on ice mines, that push becomes so much easier. There's so much less pressure once you've got that ability to now lose this point, defend, and still have a 3-1 score, because it really does come down to the capture point. And Laizy's just playing out of his mind, blinks for days, and he is just top 5 in it right now, and he cannot stop. It seems like he's hitting a pop shot every single time he turns around, and the ability for him to recognize where his targets are using that troublemaker Evie skin is just proving to be too much of an obstacle for D69 to leap over.
How does he know? Dimensional Link's down. Ying is going to be taken down. Godlike reads the screen for Laizy, and there's no better word to describe it. Ice Mines is here just for the zone. He goes into the ice block. He's in a bit of a rough spot. Reprieve is going to be able to heal him up, and there comes the flicker. Combination with the gourd and the mending spirits. Laizy is on an absolute tear right now. 22 streak, a minute and 15 remaining on this payload push for Burrito to find another conversion.
I like the ice block. It turns into a speaker, and the music, he can hear it right now, or more so maybe D69 can hear it. It seems like the ending is all but achieved, and after 2 get taken down, SunCommander gets himself a double. It seems that the inevitable will happen. Burrito will take a 2-0 lead in the finals of Evie's Winter Classic over D69.
The fat lady is singing the
0 deaths for Laizy.
Insane. 10 minutes flat, 4-0 on ice mines. What is this? This is a new Burrito squad coming out here. Looking at the damage charts, it's none other than your boy Laizy, leading by almost a factor of 2 over anyone, nearly at 60,000 damage, 1,300 credits. Absolute monster on this character.
And I mean, eLvenpath, man, it's really a little strange to me. The 3-10 performance comes out, but again, this is that type of D69. It's not just eLvenpath. It's the commitment to, we are going to do this our way, and it's going to work. And if it doesn't work, we'll figure it out. These guys are undeniably some of the best players in Europe. But again, Burrito has constantly bested them in these scenarios when they're willing to adjust, willing to have better team comps and strategies, rather than just being a little bit more like, we're going to shove this square peg into a round hole. Buck is going to work better here than anyone else.
Who's Buck going to kill on this lineup? I mean, the only most vulnerable target is probably SunCommander, who's just going to go into Planet and shred through Buck. Shaolin has kind of positioned themselves as one of the better backliners against Buck, because he can just go toe-to-toe with him.
That's right. So we'll see if they continue to do it. We've seen previously, Nick and I have casted games where Burrito and D69 have faced off, and the shield meta was huge, and D69 kept going all damage, and they lost games within 6 minutes. Will they continue with that rugged determination that they bring from Europe? And will they see if they have erred and try to find another way around this very heavy obstacle?
We head into the draft phase, what could be the final game if Burrito can close it out 2-0. They currently lead over District 69. First pick goes their way. I'd be surprised if they picked anything other than you-know-who.
Yeah, I would be. Evie is a very, and there it is, the first pick, the lock. Laizy has just been so
flawless victory.
Yeah.
22-0.
Yeah, exactly. And that is just that's what you want. He scored a perfect. This isn't a fighting game, and he got a perfect score.
Yeah.
And that is just unbelievable. And I guess shooting is kind of a fighting game, but you know what I mean.
It's not even like he was playing safe either. He was out zoning 1v3,
totally
1v4, being super aggressive, dropping ultimates when he was pinned in a corner, still able to find his way out. But I like the Makoa pickup from District 69 in particular. Thiel is a monster on this character, never misses hooks, always keeps up with a lot of the damage characters in the game. Just taking that away from him, Unbelivable has got to have this in the repertoire if he's if this team is gonna stand a chance at HRX.
Oh, I agree as well. And if Unbelivable will be flexing onto the Makoa, this will be an interesting tale. Again, I think Pip, one of those champions that would have been really good. They took Fernando, but they didn't go for Master Riding, didn't go for the early plays. To me, that was a bit strange. I think Pip would have been a better flex for Unbelivable to be able to bring the chicken ultimate out, where they were just sitting on that point with the Ruckus and couldn't have gotten away from it. But there, they take the Ruckus away, something that Burrito, Bird, and their team has loved so much in this last engagement. So pretty good, I think. I'm not minding this draft again, except for the Buck, the kind of outlier that they're just not giving up no matter what.
Yeah, eLvenpath's so good on that. Shaolin Gonna be one of the answers again. Maldamba likely to follow, and there he comes through. Don't want to give Maldamba on the team with Ruckus and Makoa. Ying will be the selection to round out District 69's comp. The buck comes through once again. Can they get it done? They have one more chance to find a win over Burrito on Frog Isle, the finals of Evie's Winter Classic. It all comes down to this.
Yeah, not having the Androxus to combo off any of the Evie ultimates, any of the Maldamba ultimates, SunCommander on a different champion. You know, he's proven that he can do well with Shaolin, and that damage, 1,000 from his bow. It's going to be a lot onto a chicken, and anybody in a similar position where they just cannot move, they can't really control themselves, and are pretty much bait for anybody who can shoot at them, like Maldamba's ultimate does with that fear. And so moving into this game, Burrito will be taking in Laizy as Evie, Thiel on Fernando, Spunkki on the Maldamba, Bird on Cassie, and SunCommander lining things up, rounding things out on Shaolin.
District 69 will have PERDO on Androxus, Elvin on Buck again, Gerrah on Ying, Unbelivable this time on Ruckus. Shipa will be taking up the Makoa this time. And I'm just going to go ahead and remember that Laizy's on a 22 streak, so I'm going to add that on to whatever he manages to pull off in this game.
That's right. Laizy's keeping it up, hasn't died as Evie in an entire game, and if he continues to do it, which it looks like he just might. Oh no!
Dang it, Laizy!
He just ruined Nick's plans, and it also fell right into D69's hands. Seems the Ruckus by Unbelivable is already paying dividends, and that constant damage and pressure is going to be fantastic. A great disengage, though, by Bird to just get Ruckus off the point for a moment, give his team a little bit 6% that they don't have to chase back once they finally retake this. And now Thiel running in the back line with that Fernando. He loves this play, and with Maldamba boosting him like he's jumping up into the air for a slam dunk, he is going to feel very athletic in that back line with that movement speed.
Oh, Laizy's going 0-2 in this game, 51%, but Burrito somehow still managed to win that fight by and large. You know, 63% on the capture point. You can't exactly chalk that up as a loss for District 69. I mean, they did all get killed at the end of the day, but still found a lot of capture point progress. Now they're all back in force, and Laizy is just now getting back from spawn.
SunCommander is just doing so much work on the Shaolin, and they're protecting him so well with the forward zone. You can't fight Shaolin in the back line when you've got Bird up front, and Burrito go ahead and take the first objective again. And this is looking more and more like a snowball. Laizy back to his winning ways. The disengage will send the turtle back to the water. And though he was happy to see his family for the holidays, I don't think this meant too well for his business.
Yeah, he doesn't have enough PTO to go back home just yet. He needs to stay.
Went negative on that one.
And fight Burrito here. 2 minutes remaining on the push, and they are rolling. They have not stopped pushing it out since they captured it. Ice Storm going to be a little bit off the mark. Laizy looks tilted this game, man. He's tilted.
He just wanted that buck.
eLvenpath
has been stopping him there, but you know what? The triple kill by Bird is going to be enough to make sure that everyone has enough to deal with. 5 on 2. I think Burrito might be able to do that one, thanks to you know, what he's gotten set up for them. So Bird will come back in just a moment. SunCommander commanding the back lines here, uses the heat haze and is completely invisible right now to anyone from D69, and adds the damage that allows Laizy to finish off PERDO. Such a good Androxus player, but looking like a novice here against Burrito, and the fact that Bird is it's just uncontrollable with this disengage. He's dealing with the Ruckus so perfectly, Nick. It's almost like this pick was a perfect counter. You know, they were perfectly countered with their lineup.
He's not missing. Either him or SunCommander's got to be leading damage at this point in the game. It is SunCommander by a narrow margin of 2,000. Bird not too far behind. Thiel leading that, so everyone on Burrito, except for their support Spunkki on the Maldamba, is currently beating out everyone from District 69. Actually, at the bottom of the charts right now is PERDO's Androxus struggling to get off the ground.
And that is it's a high ground he has to climb. He's trying to make it to higher ground as well, so he might throw some tunes on in the background while he's playing, might pump himself up. They're going to need it. D69 need every advantage going into this, because if they lose this objective and they continue this pace, it is only 4 minutes until they are losers in this finals game, and Burrito will have swept them. So they've got to change something here. Blast shot does miss by Bird, and so that's good for them. That ability will be on cooldown for a moment, and Buck will not get that anti-healing applied to him yet, but SunCommander already spotting out PERDO. eLvenpath forcing them all back, and a nice gourd by the Moldova to heal them up here. Planet goes in for SunCommander. He's going to get a little bit of damage, but again, no one's pressured him at all, Nick, and this is why he's got that DPS. He's just got free range in the back line.
Bird getting in the back line now. PERDO finds one with a cursed arm. Shipa gets one on Makoa as well. Ruckus is just now returning from spawn. Bird is in a rough spot right now. Could go huge.
Oh!
Could go huge here. Finds one, but eventually falls down to all of the pressure. District 69 able to find the answer. Get themselves on the board here, 2-1. They do not want to be shut out.
No, they absolutely do not want to be shut out, and they get themselves a point finally, thanks to, I think, the circumventing Bird had to do to go get the spot on PERDO. He survived long enough. The Ruckus was able to chase him down and really apply that DPS, and despite getting that final kill with some great mechanical skill, it just was not enough for Burrito to get that 4-0 sweep on D69. So the game is still in contest. D69 have not given up. Makoa has ancient rage available, but Laizy, he's just got more than rage. He's got skill, he's got precision, he's got tactics here, and he's gonna turn around and hit an ice blast shot to slay Ruckus and help Thiel finish the job onto the Laizy tank. And now Laizy will finish off the second tank as well here. Shipa goes down thanks to his icy vengeance.
136 remaining. Ice Storm still online. SunCommander finds Ying. Everyone's being pushed back, but they still have plenty of time. They can afford to lose a fight here. SunCommander finds another one on to PERDO. He's found himself a nice little perch to be able to poke out District 69. Bird as well. These are two characters, Shaolin and Cassie, that do not have any follow-up, so they are more than content to just sit from as far away as possible and just poke down for full damage. Nice blast shot burst combo in the air, but PERDO was able to take down SunCommander before falling himself.
I mean, Bird is doing everything right. He's hitting these disengages. Every single time I've watched Bird, he has disengaged Ruckus. It is just throwing him off his loop, not where he wants to be. Ruckus getting into that spot sometimes is such a deal for him, and then he's getting disengaged out right away. Bird and Laizy are on a rampage here. They cannot be stopped. The confidence they've got to have is unbelievable.
Nice
the timing of the blast shot gets the AoE ability instead of the direct projectile to make sure he gets PERDO behind the right side before he can go into cover. Great plays by Bird.
Beautiful stuff. 30 seconds remaining here. Burrito just trying to hold without having to expend too much. At this point, Laizy's just trying to get Ice Storm, charge up. Spunkki's trying to get Red Serpent online, and the impale off the map. PERDO is struggling this game.
Somebody call an ambulance. We got somebody overboard here, and maybe not an ambulance, maybe a lifeguard. They've got the Makoa and the Androxus just swimming in the waters, going on vacation a little bit too early here for their team's liking, and it's thanks to SunCommander. It is thanks to Bird on the Bow Brothers here, except Cassie is a girl, yet it is still working just the same. They are dominating in damage. They are dominating in this game, and they are dominating for Burrito.
We can call them the Bow Brothers because they're both boy players.
That's true. I guess that's true.
That's what we'll do.
I guess that's true.
That's
we'll
how
do
we're
that.
legitimizing that. eLvenpath, though, starting to pick up some momentum in this fight here. Finds one kill. SunCommander answering back, though. Overtime is ticking through. Goes into Planted. Going to be able to just chunk into Rux's HP pool. Gets the killing blow. Overtime going to tick out. 3-1 lead Burrito. Leading into what could be the final round of the tournament. They are in a good spot. Laizy has cauterized 2 online. Thiel has cauterized 2 online. Bird has cauterized 2 online. Master Riding 1 coming out for Laizy and Thiel. Still leading the damage charts is SunCommander by a now larger margin here. Laizy has passed up Bird. Thiel still managing to stay atop anyone on District 69. PERDO and Androx is just now passing up his Ying.
And I want to see the Bow Brothers combine for the ultimate knockback. I want to see the disengage happen over the
into the impale,
just above the ledge, and then the impale
what about
push him
the
over
slam
the ledge.
dunk?
Yeah, the slam dunk could happen as well, but I really want to see the double impale, the double knockback from the Bow Brothers. That would be absolutely phenomenal. And if they do that, they win in my book, whether the score dictates that or not. And it seems like it definitely will. Planted just doing so much work. Heat Haze popped. I love it. Sunday we go to the Dread Serpent. Helps to deny Buck's aggression. And that just looks sillier than I think anybody wanted to look on a Twitch stream with over a couple thousand viewers. And eLvenpath, he's going to be shaking his head. That buck getting countered so well by the Dread Serpent, and the instinctual Dread Serpent there showing mastery of that support.
I mean, I gotta be honest, I don't remember the last time I saw a support ultimate come out in the back line.
Yeah.
Peel from range. That is an absolute insane play from spunkki. The reaction time in the shot out of the air. Sit down, PERDO.
And PERDO, he takes his seat at the back of the class and back of the base. They are not the teachers, my friends. They are the students in this one. D69 getting put in their place. Burrito have claimed a dominant victory here in the finals of Evie's Winter Classic, and let the world know that they are number one. Shout out to you, Stolzy.
They are the current champions here.
We got NA tomorrow. He'll be able to talk.
In Europe, Stolzy will be able to make his mark tomorrow in the North American side of things. But a dominant performance, like you mentioned here. I just feel like Burrito just picked up more and more momentum as this series went on. 4-3 was very close in the first game. 4-0 on Ice Mines. And a 4-1 here on Frog Isle. Absolutely crazy amount of damage in just under a 12-minute game. SunCommander was able to pump out 76,000 damage. Pretty much all of the damage dealers combined there on District 69.
And, I don't feel bad about, talking about these guys. We've seen it land. We know them. They're competitors. This is a part of competing. Sometimes you lose. Sometimes things don't go well. I've had many games in my career as a soccer player prior to this where we were the better team. We had everything figured out beforehand. We got there. We just had the jitters. We couldn't do it. Some member on the team, obviously not me, didn't step up.
Always cool.
And I was always cool, calm, and collected, man. But, I just didn't step up, and the team didn't do what they needed to do. And with Unbelivable, losing Bugsy here, trying out the new player that will be going to HRX.
Yeah, they're figuring it out.
I think they're okay, and I think they say this is a learning experience. We now got a great chance to expose Unbelivable to what we'll be facing at Hi-Rez Expo.
And this isn't forever. Bugsy is not gone forever just for this particular tournament. And I think a big part of District 69 is how they're going to be able to fill out this roster. One thing we didn't see today, I don't think, was Unbelivable playing Makoa, and that is an absolute staple pick right now in the current Paladins meta, especially for those frontliner players. So they're going to have to figure out how they can get him on that pick if they're going to stand a chance at the Hi-Rez Expo.
Man, it's been a pleasure enjoying this Saturday afternoon over here in Alpharetta, Georgia with you at Hi-Rez Studios. We're so excited to be giving back to the community that's given so much to us and let you know that we want you to have a happy holidays here. So with that, remember to enter the giveaway, exclamation point giveaway. We'll give you 3 minutes to do that now before I go ahead and pick some winners and announce that in chat. And of course, in YouTube, you can paste that into your description, from the description into the browser link. And of course, link your Twitch account and your Hi-Rez account. You got to get those free things just for watching Paladins Esports. And I can say that we had a blast here casting. Myself, Rainday, of course, Hi-Rez, Pretty Hair joining me. Thank you so much, man. It's always a pleasure to cast with you. And as always, guys, remember to never give up, never stop gaming, and we'll see you all in the realm.